All right, all you old timers, what's the first thing I'm going to say? The ball goes in the basket. You know, we start out, as you know, 1 for 12, and I was so mad at what we were doing. Garrison was 5 for 6 at halftime, and everybody's getting fat and happy shooting the ball. But I've said all year I think we're good shooters. After that, we make 14 of our next 19. And it is. It's funny that I have to say it all the time, but I really do believe that. Our defense got better when we started shooting the ball in the basket, too. We started forcing a few more turnovers. They turned it over in the first half and gave us a little bit of edge. We tried to turn it over in the second half way too much, but made a bunch of threes there. Garrison, again, 5 for 6, and he only shot one time in the second half. But I think his defense was good for us as well. Had to congratulate them. They've only got like 8 guys. They only had 8 guys warm up. It's hard to do that over the course of the game. It's fast pace that we like to play. They like to play fast without the bodies, and it helped us. No question, it helped us for Robinson and Alexander Walker to get 3 fouls in the first half. That was part of the big run we had at the last part of the first half. But I like 5 guys in double figures. I like 25 assists on 36 baskets. I don't like 10 turnovers in the second half, but I really enjoyed watching the tapes of Buzz's club. I think he's done a fantastic job with short numbers and not enough size out there. I was worried to death about the game because I think that they're really, really good, and they showed it the first few minutes, and then we went crazy for a while, and then that was it after that.
What do you feel is closer to the true identity of this team? Games like this in Gonzaga or games
Louisville.
like Louisville?
Somewhere in between, but I hope it's a hell of a lot closer to games like this in Gonzaga. It's where I'm going to have more gray hair, not as many, one of the two. But, I really don't know. I'd like to be sitting up here and tell you all these things, but I asked them to compete today as hard as we possibly could. I talked to them about how hard Virginia Tech was going to play, and that's a compliment to them, and told them that we'd better be able to match that and not expect the home crowd to do it. But I do like it when the ball goes in the basket, and I'd liked probably all except 2 or 3 shots in the first half. But, you know, if you're a shooter and you're going to shoot threes, you know what you're supposed to do? Make some up. You know, you start 1 for 12, you're going to lose for everybody. And so I think they sped us up a little bit with their activity, and we rushed some of those shots early in the first half. But other than that, you know, Kobe's 5 for 11, Luke's 4 for 5, Sears 2 for 3. You know, he hadn't shot it well in a long time, but I really felt good for him about those 2 threes. And he took the ball to the basket, and the last 3 games he's started feeling a little more comfortable, and his defensive grades the last 2 games have been the best defensive grades he's had all year, so that might be giving him a little confidence too.
Roy, after falling behind by 9 early, the freshmen accounted for the next 18 points. Is that group starting to kind of shed that freshman label?
Well, what are we? 15-4, so it's 19 games. That's quite a few of the opportunities to go and play. You shouldn't still be a freshman. I think that Kobe's done some really good things for us this year. Nasir's been amazing the last 3 games. I mean, to ask how many fouls he had tonight, he had 0. At Miami the other day, he had 4 and only played 15 or 16 minutes. So it helps when he's not in foul trouble. And Leakey hadn't played as well as I want him, but how about first plays in, he doubles down on the post and steals the ball, and we go to the other end. He's the one that found Kobe on a 3 during that stretch there. So I think all 3 of our freshmen are going to be very good players, and I think that they'll continue to get better and better.
You mentioned the stretch where Justin Robinson was out. Why were you guys able to be so successful with him on the bench? What changed?
Well, he's one of their better players. You know, he's one of my favorite players, but, I mean, he's a load. He pushes the pace. He distributes the ball. He scores himself. What did he end up with? 17 points, 6 assists. He's 3 for 4 from three-point line. I mean, he's a really good player. You take Luke out of our lineup or somebody like that, we're not as good either. But him getting the 3rd foul, and I thought he should have gotten the 4th one on the play that they didn't call the foul, but he's competitive as all get out and tried to block Garrison's shot.
What's been the difference in this year, these last 3 games?
I think just getting more comfortable. I've been telling you guys all along that he's coming, but it's just some guys, it takes them a little while to get more comfortable than other guys. But the defensive end of the floor is what I'll point to again. His best grades were the last 2 games, and I would bet he's probably, I know a couple of times tonight he tagged and got back to his man. So I think he'll probably have a better defensive grade this time too.
Where is Kobe in the balance between creating his own shot and distributing? Where is he and where would you like him to be?
I'd like for him to still score like what he had 27 tonight, but I'd like him to do it without 3 turnovers. So you're exactly right. He's in that mix. Sometimes, one of the turnovers right in front of our bench was a silly turnover. The bounce pass he tried to make to Luke in traffic was a silly. So I'd like him to get rid of those turnovers, and still he's offensive minded, which I'm not against that. Kendall Marshall was one of the great point guards I had, and he was pass first, second, third, and fourth. Ty Lawson was one of the great point guards, and he was shoot or pass, and that's the way I want Kobe to be. But he has some speed to push the ball, and he still has not pushed it the pace that I think he will eventually push it.
What enabled that 20-0 run at the end of the first half?
Two of their best 5 players were on the bench, so that helps. But other than that, the ball went in the basket. It wasn't any secret plays or anything. The ball went in the basket.
When you see your team going crazy like that and seeing that run 16-18, what is the coach thinking on the bench?
Run, clock, run. That's about all I can say. I've seen us play like that, but not in enough spurts this year in games. We were really good at practice yesterday for a while, and it was a very short practice. But and the same thing before the Miami game, the day before practice, whereas the 2 days before the Louisville game, we stunk it up. So I think they've got to learn that what you do in practice does make a difference later on.
Did you feel your defense did certain things to force a lot of turnovers tonight?
I don't know. You always think you're getting better, but against Miami guys, we gave up 5 straight layups in the Miami game. And the good thing for us during that time period, they missed 1 or maybe 2 of them, and we were making threes on the other end. So when they were scoring 2, and Cam and Kenny were hitting threes. But we had, I think Kobe was the defensive player of the game. Nasir qualified, could have been. I forget who the other guy was, but in Louisville game, we didn't have anybody even close to qualifying. But that's been a while ago, but that sticks in my craw because we didn't really play, and they kicked our tails.
Coach Williams is ready, so one more if there is one.
What does it take to assist right here?
Okay.
What does it take to sustain the kind of success that you all had tonight?
If I knew that, you'd be calling me Bill Belichick. Okay.